In week 4 of the PPL, your Cotswold Whimsicots are going up against Q the Costa Rican and his Chicago Dragapults, I think that's right. I think it's week 4. I don't fucking know. I did look it up before so that I wouldn't make a mistake, but I've probably still got it wrong. The matchup should be appearing on screen for you here. I haven't made any trades, as you can see. I decided that, 1, I didn't like the look of any of the trades I could really make. 2, I was going to make trades with other people, but they all stabbed me in the back and traded with each other instead. And 3, I thought, you know what, we'll give the dog one more week. You know, I'm a dog guy. I like dogs. I have a dog. I used to have another dog. And I thought, you can't just put your dog down after 3 bad weeks. Do you know what I mean? You give it 4, you give it a month. And if after a month your dog is still shitting on the rug, then you take it out back and you shoot it in the head. I think that's how it works. I think that's the RSPCA's official guidelines on that. So anyway, that's the matchup. Dog's got one more week to prove itself. If it doesn't get a 6-0 sweep, I'm murdering it. Alright, here we are. Hopefully it's working this time. So full disclosure, this is my second time recording this postcom because the first time, as you can see, I'm trying something new. I've got the Tower of Matthews and I've not got a layout, and so I'd set up all this new stuff in OBS and the audio levels were not good on the first one. Like, the game was too loud over my commentary. I don't record them separately, I record them together on one file, so I couldn't alter that, and it was just a bit of a mess. Also, I'll be honest, I didn't really talk about the game at all. There was no Pokemon content to be had. I kind of went off in tangents about drinking tequila and being 16 years old in a nightclub. So if you want that episode, because I still have the file, if you want that episode to hear that with the botched audio, you can still hear me. You can definitely still hear me. I just was not happy with it as a video. I couldn't put... I felt like I was going to get messages off Jack and Ellie being like, you cannot put this up as your PPL video. The audio is messed up and stuff. So, anyway, if you want that, the most likes we've had on a battle this season has been like 72. So, if we can get over 70 likes on this video, which we won't. But if we do, I'll as a bonus episode, I'll give you the one where I talk about tequila and being 16 years old in a nightclub. It went in some directions. Anyway, in this game, I also went in some weird directions. Turn 1, because I let off from my Tyranitar. I didn't know what his Terra users were, and I was desperately trying to look it up on my phone. And as I was doing that, he Terra'd water and killed me. And so my thinking had been, well, if I lead off with Tyranitar, I can just like Stone Edge him, and if he gets his webs up, he will go down to his sash, and then my Sand will kill him. But I didn't have Stone Edge, and he could Terra out of his rock weakness. So the verdict here, or the conclusion here, is not that I'm bad. No, that can't be true. That can't possibly be true. I think the only conclusion we can draw is that Terra is bad, and we should all agree to ban it. Yes? Because of that turn. Because of that turn 1. Ignore the fact that I didn't actually have Stone Edge. We could all agree that that was entirely not my fault, and every league should ban Terra from now on. Good, I'm glad we've established that. Now anyway, last week I said I was going to look at some trades. In the intro, I think I explained that I didn't make the trades because I'm not yet ready to shoot the dog. So the dog was on trial here. This was essentially, the dog was facing the death penalty, and this game was its trial. And you are the jury that will decide its fate, except you're not, because you always see this week afterwards. So if I was going to make trades, I would already have made them by now. So ignore that. But, you know, you can still leave the verdict down below that you give as to whether you think dog is actually good or not. But anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit about not tequila and stuff, because, oh my god, that went badly. I want to talk about when you're playing Draft League, right? Something relevant to Pokemon. When you're playing Draft League, this was a decent turn for me, by the way. Like, this was okay. This is better. I've made up a little bit here from my awful start. When you play Draft League and you... Oh, by the way, I just found out that sleep had been banned in Gen 9. I did not know that was a thing. I would love it. If you know the reasons why, let me know down below, because I don't know why that happened. Is it just because Darkrai's stupid? Like, weird to me. And Valiant's stupid? Is that why? Ninetales? I guess there was a few sleep users running around. Anyway. When you're playing Draft League, obviously I went into this season saying, can you win a Draft League drafting backwards? And so far, the answer would seem to be no, because I absolutely hate the team which probably is likely to happen if you draft backwards, but I also often hate my teams because I'm a bad drafter. But anyway, if you have a team that you're just not clicking with, how do you feel it kind of like impacts your enjoyment of Draft League? Here, by the way, I have Terra Fairy and Terra Blast, which I could just use, but I really wanted to use Infernal Parade because he was status, and I thought that was really fun, and I thought I'd at least get 1 turn of sleep. And then I thought, well, I'll live a move even if he wakes up, and I'm really shocked by that, and he crits me. So I could have Terra Fairyed and Terra Blasted him and had a really good turn there, but instead, I died. But it's the team's fault, it's not my fault, and it's Terra's fault, it's not my fault. Terra's a stupid mechanic, and because I don't like him, because I want it to be banned, for moral reasons, I didn't Terra there, not because I'm a bad player. It was a moral. I was taking the moral high ground. Don't question me. What do you do if you have a draft that you're just not enjoying, right? But like, you got to see the season out, right? I love the PPL. I respect everyone that runs the PPL, everyone in the PPL. I want to make good content for you guys. I want to put on some good performances for you guys. But when there's a team that you like, it doesn't even necessarily have to be a bad team. But a team that you just are not enjoying piloting, a team that you just cannot click with. It's not, I don't know if I'm the only person that gets this, but like, drafts I very much will have a feeling by like very early on if like this is a draft that I vibe with, if I'm having fun with it, if the mons are fun to build with. And other teams where I'm just like, oh, I want the season to be over now. Like, I don't like this team, I'm not looking forward to this. Do you get this? What do you do to like get that enjoyment back and get that? Also, this was a horrible play, by the way. I could have just killed him with last respect, but I was scared of him going into Chinchino, and I didn't bring like body press or something that would cover both. And I thought I would take the thief after I burnt him, but he crit me again, so I didn't really take the thief very well. So this is going really badly, and as you can see by my face, I'm not enjoying how badly this is going. I'm kind of upset. I'm kind of like, fuck's sake, man, what are you doing with your life? Well, how have you got this far? What do you do? What are your strategies? Because it's one of the toughest things in draft, I find. Like in OU, if you build a team and you don't have fun with it, VGC, any other meta game, pretty much, as far as I'm aware, you just make changes. Like you change the team instantly. There's as soon as that one battle is over, you change. But with draft, like that is an option to the extent that you can make trades, but obviously those trades are limited because you can't change the whole team, and you can't change for things that have already been selected. So there's double restrictions on a team in the number of trades you can make plus what's available to you. Here I'm trying to calc, by the way. I'm not just staring at my crotch. I'm trying to calc on my phone. We had connection issues, so I'm working on my phone to try and save bandwidth just in case it was on my end. I'm trying to calc if I can sub on him. You're about to see whether I can. I really want to show off the Howl in this game as well. I thought this was such a fun set. Anyway, so like, you can't just change the team, so what do you do? Because it is so difficult when you're playing with a team that you're just not vibing with. And yeah, I wonder if there's a way with Draft League, like, maybe instead of restricting the amount of trades people get, we should do it like transfer windows in football, right? I don't know if you have this in American sports, if you're American, or other sports from other countries, like, I don't know, Australian football or something. I have no idea how those games work. Anyway, Australia's not a real country. Nico told me that. It's not real. I forgot about that. It's a myth made up by the British. I remember now. Anyway, in football, proper football, not that silly, I just look like I'm tossing off the air, but the thing that you Americans do, proper football, in that, you have transfer windows, right? In the summer, and a short one in the winter, where players can change teams. Other than that, your roster is your roster. Your squad is your squad, right? I wonder if Draft League could do something like that. Rather than giving you just, say, 6 trades for the season, usually most leagues have a grace period. Some of them it's unlimited trades, some of them it's limited. But I wonder if you could do it where I think you would still have to have a limit on coach-to-coach trades to stop too many maybe not. Maybe not. As long as you're trading things, as long as points still add up. I don't know. Obviously, PPL tried to restrict that this season because of the Addison thing last season. But I don't know. It would be interesting if, say, you have grace period, you have trade period after week 3, you have a trade period after week 6. I guess the APA did that, though, when we had that season where we just did a bunch of drafts. And that really sucked. But it wouldn't be a bunch of drafts because people were happy with their drafts would just stay the same. They wouldn't make any trades. But let me know. What do you think? Do you think that'd be an interesting concept if we had trade windows rather than, so you could make unlimited trades, during week 3, right? So at the end of week 2, your team would be set for week 3. During week 3, you can make unlimited trades as long as it was before the week 4 started. And then week 4, you could have a whole new team, or you could have changed 2 things, you could change 3 things. And then the same again during week 6, right? So you kind of got those trade. It would be kind of interesting. I guess you would get more counter teaming later in the season when playoffs pictures started to get more relevant. But that would be kind of interesting still, because it would be like, that would create a whole new thing where, you know, you pick up, I had this once where I was trying to counter team someone, I think I picked up a Zapdos for their Kartana, and then they didn't even make finals. And I was like, I had picked this up because I thought this was the most likely candidate I'd be facing in finals, and then I'd kind of like tried to counter team them a little bit. I mean, Zapdos is really good anyway, so it didn't matter. But there were a few other picks that I'd done on a team that was slightly meant to counter pick that person. And this was very, very early. This was Gen 7, not even Gen 8. But yeah, I would that happen a lot? I don't know. It's an interesting concept. Discuss it down below. Discuss. Class. Discuss. Marks will be shown for showing you're working out. I was always shit at that. My maths teacher was always like, sometimes he gets the right answer, but he never uses the right method. Like, his working out never makes any fucking sense. Probably because my working out was a bit like these videos where he's asked me to answer a maths question, and I'm questioning why we even do maths. I was a little shit in school, and my teachers hated me. But anyway, good job I haven't tried uploading that personality to YouTube, where you need people to like you. I don't know why any of you watch. Whimsicott's here. I love Whimsicott, my favourite Pokemon. I think now, I think I have to accept Whimsicott is my favourite Pokemon. I've always insisted. Again, let me know if you've ever had this. Swampert was my favourite Pokemon. Swampert / Mudkip. Gen 3 was my first gen was Gen 1. I'm old. I started with Gen 1. Pokemon Blue was my first Pokemon game when I was 4 years old. Loved the shit out of it. Couldn't play it. Loved the shit out of it. Didn't know what was going on. I had big brothers try and help me. But anyway, still couldn't play it. By the time Gen 3 came out, I was that little bit older. I don't know what year it came out. I was born in 94, so let's say I was 8 maybe? Something like that. I could understand a bit more of what was going on. Maybe I was 10, I don't know. And I loved it. I played that game so much. Hoenn played it so much. And Swampert Mudkip was my favourite. And then for the rest of my life, it was hard set. Swampert and Mudkip will be my favourite Pokemon forever. Nothing could ever change that in my head, right? I'm trying to position a Tailwind endgame here, by the way, is what I'm trying to figure out if there's something I can do here. As soon as we lost sand. So yeah, but as the years have gone by, I've now played competitive Pokemon and Draft League for a large percentage of the time I've been a Pokemon fan, because there were years where I wasn't playing Pokemon as much when I was in secondary school because I didn't want to get bullied any more than I already was being bullied. Although in secondary school I wasn't bullied too bad as I got older. Because I grew quite young, quite large, and it's amazing, really, how much kids will bully you when you're this big, and then when suddenly you're 6'1" and 14, they don't want to say shit anymore. It's amazing, but we're getting sidetracked. I feel like now I've loved Whimsicott. Obviously not as many years as I've loved Swampert and Mudkip, because I've loved them since I was 10, but has competitive Pokemon changed any Pokemon to you? I think I have to admit now I love Whimsicott more than any other Pokemon. I got the... Can I get the thing? I'm gonna get the thing. Let's get the thing. I've got legs, look. You've seen these? I don't know if you can see me still. His legs, look. I've got legs. Shit. I don't know if you can still see me, but I'm getting stuff. I'm going to show you things. You probably can't hear me because I'm facing the other way and shouting across the room. I really hope Joey just doesn't do my videos on his live streams anymore, because I feel like his viewers must all just think, who is this fucking British crackhead that he has to live stream for PPL? His numbers must go down so much if he ever does mine. I hope he just doesn't do mine. Joey, I won't be offended if you don't do mine, because I am weird. Look, I got this. Excellent. I got this. I bought this from Japan for £1 and then paid £20 to have it shipped to the country because I'm stupid. But isn't it good? I don't know if you can see it because this camera's really narrow on this layout. Let me know what you think about this layout. There's another question for you to comment down below. Do you like this layout? Do you like what I did? It's not really a layout, is it? I've just made a Matthew Tower, but I think it works. So the point I'm trying to make is, Whimsicott was a cute Pokemon to me. I liked it. It was fine. I didn't have a strong opinion either way. It was it was cool. Now I adore it. I think it's my favourite Pokemon of all time because I've loved using it in Draft League over the years so much. Conversely, or similarly, neither of those words work, so just pick your own adjoining word here. Kartana, when it came out, I hated it. I thought it was stupid. I really didn't like Kartana's design. But then after using it, I love Kartana now. And I feel affection when I see a Kartana. I want to pet it. I'm like, good little origami scissor man. But I hated all the Ultra Beasts. And most of them I still don't like how they look because I didn't like using them competitively. Similarly, Corviknight for a long while, when that came out, I thought Corviknight's design was incredible. And then when I used it, it really put me off it. But then eventually I grew to like using it and then I liked it again. Let me know the biggest Pokemon, if you've had this phenomenon happen to you, the biggest Pokemon that you went from hating to loving because of competitive, and the Pokemon that you went from loving to hating. I'd find that fascinating, because I do feel like you can't help it, like, and I don't want to feel that way. Here I was trying to dodge one so that I could get a Tailwind, so that I could try and do something here. But truth be told, even if I managed to get the Tailwind into a Moonblast, I think if we could have got a miss... I'm talking. Be quiet. I still probably wouldn't have been able to kill him with Dog, I don't think, because what have I got? Will-O-Wisp? Like, I don't have a move to kill him with. So here I'm thinking that I could do something, but I couldn't do anything. I would have had to probably Tailwind crit... I don't even know if a crit Moonblast would have killed him. I couldn't do anything. The game was over. But yeah, what was I saying? Something about liking Pokemon. I re-recorded this because the first time I didn't commentate on the game at all. And then the second time I haven't commentated on the game at all. Maybe these post-coms were a mistake. At least I didn't talk about tequila too much. Yeah, I've forgotten what I was going to say. So I guess I'll just let LiveCom me take over. But I was making an important point about liking Pokemon. Oh yeah, I don't want competitive to change it because I want, like, it feels impure. Do you get what I mean? Like, it feels like I should like a Pokemon for how adorable it is or how cool it is, not for how good of a tool it is for me to use. It feels very cynical. It'd be like cars, right? I really like cars. I don't pick my car based on the best miles per gallon, the best road safety rating, the most amount of seats. Like, for those of you who don't know, I have a 1998 two-seater rusty Japanese sports car. It's completely impractical. It makes no sense to have it. It's an absolute money pit, but I love it because in my heart, not my head, I adore the car. It's childhood nostalgia. It's all these things that and it feels like Pokemon should be like that, but when you play competitive Pokemon, you can't help but get cynical and start to like them as tools almost. If you strip it back, if you really think about it. I don't know. Maybe this is a talk for another time. I'll let LiveCom me take over. He's probably got better things to say. It's there. We still couldn't kill this thing, man. If I'd had Body Press on this instead of Howl as the last move... I realised. I didn't realise. Yeah, if I'd managed to get that Moonblast off, if we'd missed one of those triple axles, we got the Moonblast off, and then I'd been able to Tailwind as I died. Get in this, Body Press. I mean, Urshifu's still there, so it doesn't matter, does it?
Stop banging the desk.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, actually, because I wouldn't be able to kill the Urshifu, because it's Urshifu Dark, not Urshifu.
I don't know why I keep banging
Well, I don't know, with 5 Mons dead, I don't know how strong Last Respect would be into an Urshifu. It might Oko it. Assuming he had Sucker Punch, though, he should have Sucker Punch, but then we could have got into Wisp, Sucker Punch, Mind Games. Wasn't very well played by me, so I'm not going to play too much, but yeah, go ahead.
I wouldn't have got into Mind Games. I would have just lost. Yeah, so I'm struggling. I'm really struggling with this team. I did make trades. I did make trades after this. I'm not going to say anything. I'll let you see next week what happened. Also, I believe Frank will have had a video uploaded to either his channel or the PPL channel. I'm not sure. But anyway. At some point this week, he'll upload that with trades. So yeah, check that out. If you're in the PPL fan server, you will get to see that video. So join the server. I think the link's in the description. And I will shut up now. Yes. Probably.